Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we got a bunch of cobalt and iron and it's still refining over there to finish up this landing pad and factory here for our tracks. So I thought I'd spend this little half episode, is probably what I'm going to call it, just doing kind of a montage on building more track sections. Alright, so I've got this track section welded up that needs to be carried over to the track over there to finish up this section that we have partially built. And then we need to work on a little mini welder ship that's just going to carry steel plates to get those pylons done. So we'll work on that, and then it'll probably be a montage after that of just a bunch of track sections. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into the Tardigrade here. Alright, so I got just enough on the pad there welded up so we can get our landing pads here on the bottom of the Tardigrade hooked up. Other than that, I have not enough metal grids. All right, let's lower our mag plates into place. We'll definitely have to get some type of indicator or projection or something that we can see from the cockpit here to know that we are lined up properly and that we are at the proper depth. Okay, we're just going to go until we have a ready to lock. You know what I might do is I might put an action relay in here that when these things are ready to lock, the pistons just stop. That way we can kind of just fly up to it however we want, and then we can start dropping these guys down until they reach where we want them to reach. I think that would probably be the better plan. Okay, but for now, let's go ahead and just lock these, and then I've got 4 action relays over there in the control tower, so we can control the actions here. So let's go ahead and unmerge the left-hand side here, so that'll be number 7. There we go, it's now free, and we are able to carry this guy around. Let's go ahead and get out of range, and then we're going to go ahead and hit number 6. And that should start the weld process back up. There we go. And we should have a new section waiting for us the next time. We should probably start up number 8 as well, or the midsection. All right, well, there is always a dust storm, but that's all right. We'll let it clear before we do the montage, but at least we can get this guy into place. We'll slowly descend into place here. There we go. Unlock both of our connectors and retract. Right, there we go. We got another section complete. We just need to grind out the middle temporary supports that we had from the projection. We're good to go. All right, well, it looks like we have a problem over here. Our merge blocks are off in our right-hand side, the midsection. So we've got to figure out why that is wrong in our timers. Okay, so over here in our timers, we should have set up actions. The merge blocks are not there. Okay, let's fix that. All right, we should see the midsection weld up, which is good. Looks like this section is done. I actually ran out of steel plates, so I had to produce like 10,000 more of those. So hopefully we have the other materials. We'll find out. And the dust storm cleared up, so that's good news. All right, and then over here, somebody had suggested breaking some of these up because we have a subgrid or a block quantity limit where the physics will start to glitch out, and it's definitely true. We've reached that limit apparently. So I went ahead and broke it up here because when I was attaching at the very end of it over there with the projector the last time, it was just wobbling and going crazy until I got a landing gear on it to lock it down. So we'll go ahead and tear this guy apart. I've already started the process here, but we'll get this guy torn apart, and I want to rebuild it and have it part of the welding ship. All right, I went ahead and moved the Tardigrade back over there to the temporary pad, so I have access to the connector here so we can get parts and stuff. So I've got an idea of the ship, or at least where I want to start. We're going to start off here with a connector. We need a large grid so we can get the projector. So this is going to be the part that connects to the rail. We need to have a hinge facing down. Let's go ahead and get that welded up before it drops. Right, there we go. And then we need a horizontal one here for a hinge part so that can connect onto the track. All right, and then I think I want to put a battery on here. I think we'll be good. All right, well, while we wait for those battery components to weld up, I need to get some projectors. So we're going to need 7 of these, actually. I'm going to put them around like that. All right, there we go. We got a little connector. This will connect onto the track. And then what we're going to do is this one is going to be for the center rail section for like all the pylons. And then we're going to have 6 of the legs that will project as well. So we'll get each one of these pillars with the hazard and all that stuff. This is wrong, actually, now that I look at that. That's supposed to be a beam end. There we go. So we'll take a blueprint of this lower section right here with the foundation and then these like caution stuff, and then we can adjust the heights of them because they're all going to be different. So we'll have 6 projections for each of the 6 legs that will project up, and then we'll be able to weld on those components without having to manually build them. So I think that will be good. All right, now we need a ship on the top of it that is going to be our little mini welder that's just going to be really just holding steel plates. So let's go ahead and drop that guy right there. Here in between, we can get away with one of these. Let's put our 2 cargo boxes on the side. It'll look very much like a little mini lobster. Go ahead and put welders on the end. Right, well, I think I'm going to put this cockpit on here. All right, so we're going to need some power on here for sure. So let's go ahead and use these guys maybe on the side. That'll be good. All right, let's just start placing some thrusters around. I don't know exactly how I'm doing this yet. That'll get a side thrust and then forward thrust. We need back thrust though. Maybe we'll just do these. And I'm hoping this is enough distance away. I think that might be a little too close. Maybe. Wonder if we can get away with that, of having those on the side like this. All right, there we go. Got a lot of welding and greebling done. He is a mini lobster basically. So he's got the same red dust variant. He should be able to pick this guy up. But let's go ahead and give it a little test flight here. Let's hop in the cockpit first. Yes, dampeners are on. That's good. Let's go ahead and cut this loose and see if he flies. Okay, well that's good news. I don't know why he's floating away, but it's all right. Might be that I don't have any downward thrust, so it got a little confused. Okay, that looks like it's working. Well, I guess my only question is here is yeah, it's making dust there, but is it damaging anything? No. Okay, good. I was hopeful that it wouldn't, so I'm glad that's not the case. I do have the connector over there disconnected. So this guy should be its own grid over here, which we're seeing with our targeting there. So hopefully we don't have any physics freakouts when we try to lock into the hinge over here at the very end. All right, well, we'll have to get a backup camera on here now that I just realized as we're driving out here. And then did we take the head off? I did, okay. All right, let's see if we can lock this guy in without having the physics freak out. So we'll do an attach. Okay, a little bit of freak out there, okay. Oop. Let me in. Can I turn off my dampeners? That might be part of the problem. All right, well, I was setting up this projector here so we can get each foot down. Got number 1 down here. I think it would, you know, it lined up fine. That would be great. We basically just weld down, you know, stop here with our welder and then have this projection, you know, for the pylon turn off, and then we put the foot on. But I ran into an issue over here. I never really realized it, but the projector can only go out 50 blocks, so I can't get this foot all the way over here unless I somehow take a blueprint that has an origin point that's way away. So that's a bit of an issue there. So I think I might have to do this a little bit different, that we might just have one projector with all of the feet, and then we'll just raise it and lower as we go, and maybe we'll have like an action relay. All right, so yes, I was definitely overthinking it. So I've got just one projector and 2 action relays here. I've got it already down to the ground with a landing gear just so it stops bobbling around. And then I realized when we have this disconnected, we have no power. So I just put a couple temporary wind turbines over here and the antenna so we can actually use the action relay. And then as we're welding up, we can get like this section over here welded up, and then we can hit number 8 and 9 to raise and lower the projection. So we'll just get the feet where we want them, and we'll lower it back down and get the next section done as we go. I think that'll be the way to go. Alright, well, other than that storm, it worked out pretty good, so I think I'm pretty happy with that, except for the little Langoustine here is a little bit heavy with the amount of steel plate, but we didn't use a lot. I did have to go back to base to refill it, but I didn't really fill it up in the first place. You know, I think this will do a whole nother section, really. So I either need to get some more thrusters on here or really restrict how much steel plate I'm putting into it. So hopefully now that we've got that whole thing welded up, we can get out here. And we can disconnect this. First off, let's make sure our dampeners are on. Yes, they are. Good. Okay, we'll go ahead and disconnect this. There we go. We might have to convert this back to a station. Oh, my batteries were on recharge too. That was almost really dangerous. Okay, well, I'm glad it's a station right now. Okay, let's go ahead and convert it back to a ship. There we go. We'll just take it and just pull it up here for now. I think we'll just leave it here on the pad, and then we'll take this ship back. We'll have to create another landing pad for it. We'll come back here and we'll get the Tardigrade. Alright, well, let's go ahead and extend down and grab this section, and we'll go stick it on. Right, well, I feel a lot of this video turned out to be a testing ground rather than a montage of building track, but we did get some sections done, so I say let's go ahead and get the monorail and go test it out and drive out here to the edge and see how it performs. Alright, let's put a couple blocks here on the end so the monorail knows where to stop. Not that that's really going to help too much. And then let's fly this ship back. I actually have no steel plates left in here, or at least very few. So we need to get that refilled, but I also ran out of steel plates in the base, so I'm definitely going to need to stock up on some material. So I'm glad we got all that iron and cobalt and stuff, but Yeah, these rail sections have been having a hard time. So ran out of interior plate and construction components and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know. They look like they're finished now. Hopefully we have enough materials, but we'll see. Definitely need to get a spot for this guy to hook up that is actually conveyed to the network so we can actually refill it. But that's okay. This was supposed to be a quick montage of building more tracks, so we'll get to more of that in the full episode on Sunday. All right, let's go ahead and take the monorail out and see how it performs. I definitely still have a slow speed here on this monorail, but I kind of want to give it a test before we go at it at full speed. Well, I think that worked out for the most part. I kind of wish I did a 3-degree turn instead of 6 degrees. It kind of takes some of our speed away, but really from here on out, we should be straight away, so shouldn't be too bad. We'll just slow down when we get towards the base, which is probably not the end of the world. All right, and a reminder, I will be picking winners for the giveaway for 1 copy of SE2 and 5 copies of SE1. So make sure you're signed up to that Google form below before Sunday. All right, well, this is where I'm going to call it an episode. Next episode, we'll get more of a full build on the factory and the landing pad for the Tardigrande.